think most of you have been visit to the arcade game center to play some interesting game. For example, like the cooking restaurant, and the player can select different kind of
can play the game through touching the screen. The player can allow the player to act as cook in the game, so that they can select the correct number of ingredients for the food. For example, like the screen will display the different kind of ingredient in order to make the food, so that the user can just touch on the screen in order to make the food. In Cantonese, it's called tuk tuk game. And we have set the limited time to the game has set the limited time for the rank through the internet. And it is actually it's quite interesting and interactive game in the arcade game center. So our group decided to implement our game in pair programming. And what do you tell you more about the features?
Thank you, Kenny. Basically, this game has 5 features. First is the ranking. This feature will let the user to rank with the time to finish the game, and the shortest time will rank the first. And the second feature is the timer. When the user play the game, there will be a timer showing how long the user takes to finish the game, and it will also show the time during the user playing the game. And the third feature is showing the pictures of the ingredients. This means that the user can identify the ingredients more easily by identifying the pictures. And the fourth feature is the randomized starter, main course, desserts, and different ingredients. Each time the game starts, it will choose a random food and the corresponding ingredients for that food, and so that the system will not be start with the same food each time. And the fourth is the HP, health points. If the user choose the wrong ingredients, the HP will decrease by 1, and there will be only 3 HP. And if the user uses all 3 HPs, then he will lose. And then I'll pass to Jackson to talk about the architecture of the system.
Okay, this is the software architecture of our program. Basically, it consists of 5 components: the file handler, display, timer, checker, and a random shuffler. This is the program flow, and here we use 5 colors to indicate the job of the 5 components respectively. First, view with the starter menu, main course menu, and dessert menu. Then we'll pick one dish in each menu randomly and display the name, image, and ingredients of the dishes. Next, we'll pick 40 ingredients among 49 ingredients, and we'll display the name and image in a very large table. Afterwards, we'll just wait for the player's action. If a button is clicked, we'll check the state of our game. If it's not finished, then we just go back to step 6. If the ingredients have been chosen wrongly, the game is over. If it's finished, we'll display the results, the time taken to finish our game, and we'll update the ranking file if necessary. And finally, we'll display the quickest 10 player, including the time and name in a table. So now let's take a look at our program.
So this is our the interface of our project. You can see that when I click into here, the timer starts to count start counting, and you can see here we have the HP it is free. It is free because I haven't pressed anything and haven't choose anything. Here we have the starter, main course, and dashboard. You can see that every time we go into this page, this starter, main course, and dashboard are randomly selected, and you can see here every name of the dishes we have 3 or more. This is the ingredient need to make these dishes. So let's see how to play this game.
We start the timer.
Oh, so if we start the timer, you can see that the dishes is different, and the ingredient under here is randomly assigned. The location is random, so it is very difficult to play. So we have how to buy honey, cream. Oh, then the game finished. You can see that he get that congratulations. Then you can type your name. And you can see that I am here, and this is the score of the player which played before. Maybe I can demonstrate the HP. If the HP becomes 0, you can see that you lost. And the timer will stop.
Any questions?
Any questions from the audience? How do you make the timer to calculate? How do you make the timer? How do you?
JavaScript to implement the timer.
So you use JavaScript and only, or do you use Perl?
Yes.
Did you use Perl?
Yes, we use Perl, JavaScript, and yes, this is the CGI program.
Next group should come up and set up.宁轩，你忘记那个？哦 ，OK。Okay, that's good. Thank you. So during your presentation, when Ming-Xuan holds up the 7, you know that 7 minutes has passed, so you should prepare to wrap up. Yes. missing the L.
Okay, during the Q&A, next group please do the preparation in order to save time. Okay, when they ask the questions, they'll come up to set up the system. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today we are going to present our Comp111 project, which is the topic is bingo chess, and it is also called Connect 4 in a row, and there are many different names. And our group member is Jasper, Wonji, Alice, and Angus, and I'm Peter. And I'm sure that all of you have played the bingo chess, and it is you should have played it. It's a game board with plastic coins, and the rules is simple. There's 2 players, and each player will place the coins down alternatively in a 10x6 rectangular game board. And how to win the game is if one of the players successfully connects 4 singly colored coins in a row, such as either vertically, horizontally, or diagonally, then he will win. And what is the main feature of our game is it supports the battle between 2 people or the battle between 1 people and the computer. We have developed an advanced AI, and also the game is simple and very interesting. Here's the winning criteria captured. There's 3 examples. The first example is 4 coins in a diagonal row. And we use gold coin to illustrate it. You can see that 4 gold coins connect diagonally. And the second example is 4 gold coins occupy a vertical column. And you can see that 4 gold coins and gold coins win. And the last example is we use the silver coin to illustrate. Yes, the 4 silver coins occupying the bottom of the game board, and the silver player wins.
And then I'll talk about the software architecture we use in the game. This is the game capture of the capture of the game screen. This is the main page. It shows the rules, the 2 modes here, and then the players insert the names there, and then they can choose the icons for the 2 players. And here you click on the button and then choose the game mode, versus computer or versus human. And then after you click the play button, then it goes to the main page. Here it shows the players' names and the icons. And here's the main board. The player will click on the pictures to insert the coin in the board. And then as I said in the previous slide, then he chose a column to add the coin at the top of the column. And then after he clicks, and then the game will check if the column is full or not. If it is full, then an error message will be shown to the user. I'll show how to play the game after I go through the slides. And then here I'll talk about the AI we use in the game. There are 3 types of mode we use. The first is the defensive mode. That means if the computer knows the user have 3 coins in the consecutive way, such as in the vertically, horizontally, or diagonally, then the computer will try to add 1 more coin in that row or that column to block its way. That means to add a coin at the end of the line, so that the player cannot insert the fourth coin in the row. And the other way is to use the offensive mode, which means if the computer has 3 consecutive coins in a line, and then the computer will try to add the last coin to that row or to that column to make it with 4 cons in the consecutive way. And the last one is if neither the 2 methods can be used, then the computer will randomly add a con in a column. And this is the priority for the AI in the game. And then every time the user takes a con or the computer insert a con, then the computer will check which player may win the game. And if both players cannot win, then the game will draw. And then I will now show you the demonstration. Then, for example, we shows the land and then choose the icon, and then the land is something like that. I first use the human versus human mode to demonstrate. And you can see here it shows which player's turn. The first is the player 2's turn, Jason. And then after you insert a con, and then the other player can, this is another player's turn, then you insert his con, something like that. If one player has 4 cons in a consecutive way, then the game will end and shows which player wins the game. And now I'll show you how to play with the computer.
Okay, I think we ran out of time. So next group, please come up and set up. So which scripting language did you use?
Purely based on Perl.
Perl? Okay,
Yes.
good. Don't log out, just use this browser, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. We can start.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Hello everyone. Our game is called Battle Soccer Online. It is a browser-based game, and so the player can play the game without installing anything. And here is our team member. Here is the home page of our game. Using this button, you can create a game room, join a game room, or see which room is available for you to play. And this number is the room number that you want to create, or you can use this number to join a game. And after both of the users have created the room or join the game, they will have to form a team using these 3 kinds of robot. The detail of the robot will be shown here. After choosing the robot, they will have to place the robot at the positions they want. And the maximum of a team is 10 robots. After the 2 players have set their team, the game will start. when the player click on the robot, the detail of the robot will shown here, the HP and the power something. For each robot, they will have two commands, move and attack. After every movement, the player will have to set the positions that the robot will face to. And the most important of a game, of course, is how to win. In our game, there are two methods for you to win. One is to get the ball of the competitor after the baseline, and the second one is destroy all the robots of your competitor. Here are the attacking area and the movement area of each robot. And for attacker and walker, they have some special features. For the attacker, it will stop for one turn after each they attack. And for the walker, they will be invisible to your competitor. Here is the control flow of our game. And our game can be simply divided into two parts, the server side and the client side. At the client side, we are using JavaScript to simulate instruction of players. And we use agents to do partial refresh, and JavaScript also allows us to connect to the server. And on the server side, we use Perl to control the game flow and do calculation. For example, to calculate the HP of each robot. And we also use Perl to connect to the browser of the client. Here is more detailed architecture of our game. And what I want to say is this part, the agents method. We use agents to send requests to the server, and the server will update the data, and after calculation, the server will send the results back to the client, and the client browser will update the latest game state. And then we'll do some demonstration for you. We start the game, and here you can set the thinking time of each turn. You can see some of them are full. Then you can form a team. For simple demonstration, we choose one of each robot. As you can see, the robot is invisible to the competitor. You can see the robot has moved to another robot, as it is not visible to you. So when you move on it, when you click finish, it will go back to the original
Next
page.
move, come up.
And after this has attacked the enemy, it will be unable to move in this term. And then we are going to show you how to pick the ball.
Thank you. Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, we are group 4, and then here is our member, Ho Yun Chun, Ho Chen, and then Lai Chiu, Moi Na, and Wang Qiying, but she is getting sick, so she's not here, and Wang Wai Kin, that's me. So today I would like to introduce our game called Get Great Grade. So this is our logo, GGG. Yeah, I would like to introduce our game story to you. You know, in university, there are 3 professors in CSE department always give good grades to students. The first one is Professor Chu, and then the other one is Professor Honor. And the most important one is Professor Ku. Yeah. And then 5 students are planning to take their courses and to get their grades. We are the 5 students. However, there are 3 killers in the games are going to kill the student. So, who will be the winner? Before we introduce our game mechanism or other thing, I would like to demonstrate the game to you first.
Okay. Of course, everybody want to get a great grade in Comp111 or whatever, and nothing surprise. We need to log in the game. And if you are worrying, you don't have an account, how can I do? Don't worry, you can just take here a new user and then you can get through in it. Okay, just log in. No. You have account, right? Okay. Maybe some technical problem. He forgot her password. Okay. Now you go to the welcome page. Now you can choose a computer level. It's easy or normal. Maybe just pick this one. Normal. Yeah. Okay. Wow. You can see quite complicated. Please roll up. Yeah. Here you can see 3 professors here, and then they releasing some grades. Honor have 1B here, and Professor Chu and Professor Gu only 1C here. So in this case, honor is very attractive. So I'm going to get this grade. So how can I do? There is my card here. I need to send, choose one of them. Please roll up. And since honor have a green color here, I need to send a green color card here. So let's ask Candy to get the grade. Yeah. Okay. Oh, in this situation, because the computer also want to get the professor honors grade, so we have some competition. In this situation, we need to play a role, and then to make a decision who finally win. And I get 6 and plus 6 equal to 12, and the computer is 5 plus 1 equal to 6. So finally, I win and get 2 marks here. Okay, wow, you see, Professor Ku, 1B and 1C, I'm going to send it. But I know computer will also send it, so I send a killer. Oh, in this situation, actually killer is if the computer send a normal student class, I will get 6 marks and kill this student. And in this situation, since no student here, we don't kill anyone. So keep playing. Let's kill someone, take Comp111. Yeah. Oh.
Kill nothing.
Kill nothing, and the computer get all the marks from Professor Chu. And here show the run and the marks and the AI level and how many grades remaining. And in the middle, I may have some something to do, I quit the game. Quit the game. Bring back to main page. And then, when I come back and please log in again. Welcome, Chen. Okay, you can see we can continue as our game. Because we set a user, we can keep the memory, keep the user record. So we can pay, it's the same, continue the games. And also we have showed the top 10 ranking. Here, see, number 1. Yeah, very good. And also if you feel confused, new game please. Feel confused to the games, we have some game rules here. Very details, tell you how to play the game. Yeah, and I think it's enough. And let's pass to Kin to tell about the.
Let me talk about the game flow. First, if you are a new user, you need to log in as a new user or existing user, and you will be directed to the welcome page. And usually, you want to play a new game and play a new game. And then here is the main part of our game, which direct you to play each round and each round and each round until you finish the game. Finally, if you finish the game, you will show the result, whether you win the computer or you lose to the computer. And then you can go to start a new game again. But if you while you play the game, you go to toilet, you will close the browser, and then after you log in, you may continue to play the game again until you finish, and then you can go to another game. But we also keep the top 10 page, which you can compete with other students to see who can get the grades from the professors, and from when competing to the easy computer or the normal computer. Here, this is the main part of our game flow.
Yeah, as said before, we have easy and normal mode in our computer. Maybe it's called simple intelligence. So for easy level, computer will just randomly return one of its 5 cards, and then for normal level, computer will calculate how many marks for each professor, and then he will check if the computer have those cards, and then return one of them by randomly, so that you cannot guess. Computer will choose killer or choose student. You will just enjoy to play it. Yeah, this is our mechanism.
And here is our game mechanism, and each round we will compare your card and the computer card, and to see whether you choose the same professor. If they are the same professor, compare the type. If you are killer, and killer will kill the normal student. If you are 2 students, you roll a dice. If you are 2 killers, you kill nothing. And basically, this is the game mechanism of our part, which is very similar to the game rules.
These are several cases.
Okay, let me conclude. In conclusion, we are proud to say that our program is purely developed by the Perl and CGI, and most of the knowledge are learned from the Comp111. So it's very useful for us. And also in the future, if we see a job and the company wants someone to hire someone to write some Perl script, we are confident to send a resume to them. And also anything to want to conclude?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Is there any question?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Julie. Q&A
Next
session.
group.
Yeah.
The card is same student, same color, and same.
So they will play a role second time, 2 times, until they have different number. Yeah. Is there any other question?
How large is the program? How many lines of code?
More than 2,000. Around 2,000. Yeah.
That's large. Okay.
That's why we only use Perl. It's not easy, but we did it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So next time you don't have to log out. Just use the browser.
No, we are not by us.
Oh really?
Do you count our time? we don't expect it is not out.
Yeah.
What can I do? we will still have 7 minutes, right? We don't expect it's lot of.
Yeah, they finished a little bit early, so I think it's fine.
Sorry about that. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are Group 5. I'm Gary.
I'm Jessie. Hey Gary, would you like to play with me?
It's outdated. Let me introduce a new online to you. It's called a Euro 5. It's called a Euro 5. What's it? It's an electronic version of a classic and famous card game, Euro. Anyone don't know how to play Euro? Oh no, that's good. I think all of us have the ideas.
So you're familiar with Uno, so we can just, okay. Maybe we can skip this slide, but just want to remind you that you have to say Uno when playing down to only one card. And to make our system exciting, we have punishment policy. If someone violates any Uno rule, he deserves the penalty. For example, if you pay a wrong card, you will be given 7 cards as the penalty.
Now let's invite our programming director, Ryan, to describe our technical stuff.
Okay, thanks, Gary. We have used several skills in our project, and specifically, we have used some advanced technique in our projects. For example, the server push and client pull to refresh the data, to have a live updating. We have also used the CGI sections and cookies to pass the user data between different pages. And for the front end, we have used the JavaScript, HTML, and CSS to present our UI. So this is our program flow of the Uno, but today we don't have time to go through it, so we just skip this slide. And the main component, we have 3 main functions, which is the game, the AI, and the message box. And for the game functions, we have implement 4 main pages, which is home page, the player gathering pool, the main page, and the rank page. So this is the main game page of our program. So let me introduce how to read this page. First of all, the user may click on the message box to discuss with each other. They can play the cards. They can see the latest cards here, and they can draw the card. And also, the arrow indicate the current turn, the color, and the directions. So let's go to our demonstration.
Talking is so boring, so we invite 2 persons to have a live show to demonstrate our program features. Computer Baby will versus against the Uno King.
Okay, this is our login page. In case you don't know how to play Uno, you can read the instructions here. 111 Baby, please join the game.
After the players join the game, he will become the host and he have the right to control when to start the game. And our game should be consist of 4 players. You may 4 human players. If not enough human players, a computer players will instead. Then, if the human player join this game, it will replace the computer players. When you start here, there are 2 human players versus 2 computer players. If ready, just start.
Here is the message board at the bottom of the page, and also some system message show the progress of the game.
Yes.
Also some message sent by the players, and they are highlighted by the color of the player's icon.
Yes, like baby will then his message will become white color here. Then, because see the history, we found that the computer players have submit 2 draw 2 cards. Now the cards become draw as to the accumulated 4 draw cards here. So what will babies do? Oh, babies also submit a draw 2 cards. Now it's adding to 6 cards. What will you looking do? Oh, you looking submits a green draw 2, and the computer also have draw 2. They have too many draw 2s, and now those computer 2s accumulate 16 cards here. Now the game becomes to yellow king.
Now color red is marked in this one, and also the direction is clockwise now.
Yeah. X because it submits a green color, and now you come to change to blue colors by this wild card. And because it's those cards, it draw 4 cards in the previous turn. And now it's
computer player has so much draw card he is drawing.
Yes.
1-1 baby again.
A computer have submit a reverse card, so the arrow become anti-clockwise, but he also submit the reverse card will change the directions of the game forward. So now the direction is like this. The term is yellow king now.
1 baby is going to submit a skip card.
Yes. Then so we skip the computer tools. Now the terms become the new ones, but he submits cards so fast now become yellow king.
Okay, so what scripting language did you use?
Perl CGI.
Yes.
Okay.
Both of them are both Perl CGI.
And how large is the program?
Sorry?
How large is it? How many lines of code?
At least 2 to 3,000.
Yeah.
Because we have created many functions
yes.
to encapsulate all the things.
Yes, we include many CGI.
Next group can come up.
Maybe we can move to the last 2 ones. And
yeah, you should hurry up.
Yeah, okay. By the time we start, you use the last 2 ones. We assume that they pay many ones.
And every player has 2 cards only. And who will win?
Yes, we have a function should be south reload before you commit the last card, and we will end 1 card. So he lost south reload before getting the last card, so he have got the penalty. Now if you remember to south reload here, so yes, finally. Baby won the game, and here's the end game page. Here it shows this stage shows the ranking of the current term and shows the scores, the player scores. And here is the total ranking of all players played this game before. You see, Baby is the first among all players played this game before, so his name and his record will add it here. After the game, they can decide to play again or quit by the chat box. Oh, when they quit the game, then it will become the first page here. Yes. Thank you, Yu King and Baby and my director, and thank you all of you.
Excellent. start.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to introduce you the game we have implemented using CGI, which is the famous Apple chess. So let me give you some background of this Apple chess. This is the screen cap of our game board. In this project, we have implemented two Apple chess playing method, which is a single player method and two users method. Which in the single player methods, we have two level of difficulties, which is difficult one and an easy one. And then let me tell you some rules of this Apple chess. Actually, there are totally 8 rules in this Apple chess game, and actually, I believe most of you are quite familiar with this Apple chess game. But I would like to tell you the very basic element of this game, which is it is composed by two color of chess, which is white and black one. When you have black chess surrounding one single line of other colors chess, then all the other colors chess are flipped and becomes the one surrounded by you. Okay, so in our program, basically we are going to use AI to check whether it is possible to which place is a legal place to place chess, and we have two difficulties of this AI, and they will use algorithm to see how to beat the player. So there are actually 4 special functionalities we have developed to make it a better game than just simply a board game. Which the first one is a turn indicator, which is shown at the top of the board game, which shows which player's turn, and then the restart button, which restarts the whole game immediately, and then the relic placement detector, a relic placement detector, and which means in the game board, as it is shown in above, this before, take place can be placed a chess, and then the last one is the showing the game status, which is it drawn or how many chess is advanced, and then I'll show the demonstration now.
We will first show you the 2 players one. You can see from the screen there are 8 multiplied by 8 blocks here, and you can see the chess. That's the white chess, and that's the that's the black chess, and that's the white chess. The text here represent represent these spots are available for putting chess here, and if you click these, you can only click the tick. If you do not click the tick and you click other chess or other blocks, it will not allow you to put the chess here, and you can continue. This is this is a player versus player. So you have to put every step on it. And you can see from below, there is a status showing which chess is winning, and it also counts the number of black chess and white chesses on this step. There is a restart button here, and when you restart when you click it, the game will restart. And also, if in one step there is no click, that means that there are no blocks you can put the chess there. A pass button will be shown below to ask you to pass this step to the other player. Okay, maybe you can maybe we now show the AI difficult one. We have we have two modes. One is easy and one is difficult. Let us show you the difficult. Let us show you the difficult. The difficult chess game. Okay, you can put a chess there, and the computer will also put a chess. And this game has much intelligent AI than the easier one. For the AI, the computer will choose the four corners at first priority, and if there are no steps, you cannot put the chess on the four corners. It will put on the side instead.
Okay, I think we are out of time. So next group. Just implement it with Perl?
Yes.
Good afternoon, and today we would like to introduce our project, and our topic is pickles. And let me introduce what is the pickles. It is a picture logic game which requires the user to solve the puzzle. And when the puzzle is successfully solved, then there is a hidden picture revealed. And so, as you can see that there are some numbers on the top and on the left-hand side, and these numbers will give you the hint on how to solve the puzzle. So the puzzle is solved, and there is a picture. And on the first row, you can see that there are three numbers, and these three numbers represent that there are three groups of boxes have to be colored, and these groups have to be separated by some space. And the one here represents that this group only contains one square, and similarly, these two groups also contains one square. And maybe we can see one more example here. This row contains the number of 2, and so there are two groups, and each group will contain two squares. And this is the game's rule, and so we see the project.
For our project, because it is an online version on PC, and we provide user login and registration function. And as a normal gameplay, we provide a pen for drawing, and a rubber for erasing, and some reset and withdraw. So what our pickles do more is that we provide the user to create their own pickles for sharing outside the row. Therefore, other players could play those own created pickles. And there has a row high score and self high score. And we provide a profile, which is a color picture collection. We store the pickles that they are solved, and there has a tutorial teaching them how to play the game.
This is our game flow. When the game starts, we can log in and the game will start, or new user can register a new account, and in the pay, we can select the cost to pay, and the game will start. After the game finish or withdraw, we'll back to the select page. And also after login, we can also create a cost or view our profile, also log out. And this is the main part. In our game, we use the PHP as our backend to provide the information to the user, and in the UI we use JavaScript to handle the actions. And from the central we have agents which communicate between the server and the client without reloading. And all the data are sent through the agents. Okay, let us have our demo.
So here's the login page and registration. So let's log in. So after log in, we will go to the main page, and there's the menu option on the left hand side, and you can choose to pay, and it will show all the pickles in the row. And by default, the pickles is sorted by date, which means that the nearest one will come first, and you may click here to sort by every column. So maybe we just select one to pay. So this is so when you come here, so actually here's the keys, which means that there will be 2 1s in column. Oh, maybe there's some. Oops. Okay. Let's try. Oh, maybe there's some clash with the Firefox actually. Oh, maybe. So actually, there may be some clash with Firefox and so actually, we have some profiles showing what have the player play, and some colorful feature will be stored here. And actually, player can create their own pickles here, and you can select how many rows and how many columns actually. Oh, but there's seems some clashing with JavaScript in Firefox, and yeah, they can choose the color so that they can draw their own pictures. And yeah, I still will be on the color. So actually, we can finish. Oh, and actually, we make sure that the user should fill in at least 50% of the pickle so that we can pay it more efficiency. So when finished, you can submit the photo, and you will show the photo here, and now it will be shown in here, which is the original, the one just created, and you can enter it and pay. So actually, we should make some, of course, like just doing the same, and when it is finished, then it will connect with the server and make it work. So maybe we demo this version in our.
Actually, I think there's no time for you to. It's basically the same, right? There's nothing new.
Actually, the layout it seems quite with this browser, the JavaScript. So the layout is a bit different, and we have no demo to finish the game.
So why do you have 2 versions?
But just because the clash with the browser, this browser.
It crashes.
Yeah, the style should crash with the Firefox browser.
So what browser did you use? Okay.
Or a newer version of Firefox.
Okay.
3.0. It will be okay. Let's push on.
No, I think it's fine. I got the idea, so that's okay. Thank you. Next group.
放呢個台上，塞咗個台。擺上面咯，咁樣鬆咗，放低啫。呢架應該都有關係。你係咪用呢個㗎？呢個。
我也没玩过。
Welcome to our US team Monopoly. Our group have designed Monopoly based on the space the land name of UST. We use CGI, HTML, MySQL, Perl, and JavaScript to write our game, our program. Here are some land names of our Monopoly. Our game, the function of our game. In our game, we can buy the land and pay the rent tax of the user, building house, hotel, and you will go to jail if you pass through the square of jail. And we have 2 mini games to replace the chance and public the chance square. The 2 games are memory puzzle and number guessing. The player will move by rolling dice, and we have designed a database. Here is our game. This is the layout of our game and the game board we presented. This is similar to the Monopoly normally, but we have added some features. Normally, you will pay from the start and rolling your dice. When every time you step on the land, you can buy it and do buildings, and buy buildings and when everyone step on it, and the message of playing the game will show in this message box, and when the special thing is that when we're stepping on the chances and community chess, we will have a mini game started. Let's go to the next one.
现在是 game forward and first start and then check the player cards. If they select the front, you would have an option. And the option is if we receive enough money, then the user is not.
Okay, you can skip this one. Go to the next slide.
And if there's 2 mini games, yes, one is memory puzzle of Progressa, and then the other is number guess.
Let's just start the game.
撳翻佢啦，撳翻佢。應該到㗎嘛？得啦，開翻。
去玩 game 先啦，去玩 game。
game 你又過翻條啦，過翻條啦。
玩淨係玩個 game，玩 game。夠時入去先。
need to move the dice and then have some message. The player to remove one.
Just when every time when you roll the dice, it will simply all the players will have a one round roll. Means that when every time roll the dice, 4 players will remove, and the event of each player will be shown on this message box. What they have rolled and what they have buy in each round, and when
we move the cursor into each line, we have to some data.
And now in this stage, we are stepping on the land which are brought by another user. So a message will be shown and we need to pay for the rent. And the currency is deducted.
Buy the land.
And when we move the cursor to the player icons, and it will show what we have buy and what we for each player. As there is limit time, let's because we need to test for our mini game, and let's go to the mini game first. Now it has the start the mini game and play now. And the mini game is going to matching photos. When here is 12 photos, and when every time the player start, they will match the photos with a time limit. If you have finished it within 1 minute, bonus will be given into your games. We will redirect and bonus it will be given to the user. And now we go skip it and go through another mini games.
This is a mini game that to guess a number between 1 to 100 that do not include the boundaries. You can guess it one by one. When you enter the choice, you will update the new boundaries until you can get the correct number.
There's a name for it in computer science. What's it called? This algorithm has a name.
Fun research.
Okay, good.
Finally, when you win the game, you get a bonus for the monopoly. And then you get the page and go back to our main frames. Is there any questions about our projects?
So, by the way, the mashup should be MASH, not MESH. So, okay, next group. Okay, start.
Okay. Let me introduce our project. Our project idea is sometimes people want to find a pay for gathering, but they don't know which pay is
which page is a good page they can go. So our project want to build a website to provide a platform for them to share some gathering page, and also you can search for a gathering page in this website. There are in our website there have 4 functions. You can add, modify, and delete any recorded gathering page, and also you can search for the location in a map by an address, and you can use the markup function to mark a location to record this, and the follow function is that you can search for some page within a number of miles at a certain point. Now Eric will demonstrate the web page for you.
Okay. Alright, let's start the demo. So here is the first page. The first our website is called Where to Go. So it's going to find some place for us to gathering or for anything else. So you will see here is a Google map right here, and this one is added by us, which is in our database. And here you will see all of the information right here is added by us. So if you like to destroy or edit our record, you can just click right here. And we'd like to delete the record. And done. And here, if you like to edit, if we think the address is wrong, so we like to edit this McDonald's address, and we can simply correct it. And simply click update. And it's done. So you see here is some suggestions for the users, and here is the map right here. The user, by the Google Map API, user can choose the map view, the satellite view, or a hybrid view of the map, and zoom in and zoom out. It's very simple and very basic function. So what if the user would like to suggest some place that he or she thinks is very good for them, by them? They can suggest some new place for the map, for our database. For example, right here is the map, and for example, I would like to suggest, I think Hong Kong UST is very good for gathering. So I just simply click HK UST, and then what is the address? The address is the full name of the HK UST. So the map, our program will generate the latitude and longitude on the find the latitude and longitude on the web. So it will automatically mark on the web after we add the record right here. So simply click create, and you will see that since we haven't input any latitude and longitude, but the record is right here because we automatically found this place on the internet. So when we're back, we can find HKUST at the bottom right here. So we can destroy it. Yeah. So another method is, what if I don't know the actual address of this place? We can mark by the map. We can mark it on the web. For example, I would like to suggest airport is a good place for us for gathering or eating at lunch right here. We can simply create a marker for it, and the marker is dynamic, removable right here. For example, if we mark on the airport, so the longitude, the coordinates is shown right here, and then we simply hit airport. And create. So here's a marker right here, so airport. But it is because of the precision of the database, so we cannot add a very precise precision right here. So, but the idea is right here. We can dynamically add the record to our database from the users. For sometimes when we in, for example, if we in UST, we would like to find a fast food restaurant like McDonald's, KFC, or Starbucks, but we don't know where is it, or we don't know what's the nearest KFC or McDonald's near us. how can we search some information from that? So, for example, we want to search McDonald's. And where are we? We're in this KUST. So I would like to search a McDonald's, or I would like to search some McDonald's in 2 miles from us, and do a searching. So the database tells us there is 7 McDonald's at 2 miles. So the map will show the McDonald's right here, and also provide the address. Yes. So here is our basic function of the. Let's talk about the technical stuff. So here is the architecture of our program. So you see our model. We are using the Ruby on Rails to build these programs, and we have the MySQL database right here. By using the MVC model field controller concept, we can build this website very easy.
And thank you for having showing. And now we use the technology to use Ruby on Rails, JavaScript, and Google Map APIs. And in the back, we also have MySQL database in there. So we use Ruby on Rails to access the database. And why we use the Google Map APIs? Since the Google Map API is the largest and the most informative map in the internet. And this well-known functional API, this seems provide many functions in the APIs, and it is exposed by standard web server. So it can able to integrate with different types of, for example, Ruby on Rails, Java, .NET, and also JavaScript. So okay, and also then after the Google released the Google Map APIs, and many people want to create any application for it. So our product is one application of the Google Map. And why use the Ruby on Rails? That because it was allied development. It means that we can also develop the website by any function by function. So after test the one function and can start any function, it's very quickly to build the web. And also it uses the MVC framework. MVC framework, the Ruby on Rails take 3 parts to build the website. The M is for modules, and V for views. It shows the CPU receipts, and C for controller. We use the control in there. And also it is free support in internet. And it's the modern web development technology. Since Ruby on Rails is the top 12 technology in the world for developers.
You need to finish quickly.
Yes, and it's thank you.
Next group. Are there any software online similar to this? I think it's pretty useful, right? Some people must have thought of it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. And we are Group 10. I'm Edwin, Jimmy, Jack, Michael, and Henry. And our topic is buying chess. I think most of you must play it before, just like Chinese chess, and it's the other type of playing. And first of all, we just introduce the content. First of all, is instruction. Maybe we can look at the interface. The first one, instruction, just teach you how to play chess. Some game rule. And then the next one is a login system. The first one is registration. We have a quick demo. We can register your account. For example, type the username, password, and then click register, and you become a member. And this system is to record the guests to visit our website. And without the login, you only can play the chess 1. But if you log in, you can also play the chess 2 and chess 3. Maybe we log in first. Yeah. And now move to the game rules. Maybe.
Okay, and I'm going to talk about the game rules. In the starting game, we just need to click on the chess that you want to open, because in the starting, there is all chess is also black. And in default, and the player 1 is red chess and the AI is the green chess. Just select your chess to eat or to move, because different kind of chess may have a different kind of method of eat and move. In the ending game, there is low chess in one side or low value movement, they will win, or 51 pass and the game will draw. We looking at the standard game. This is the most basic method of the fun chess. I think most of you have played before. There is the order of the chess, and maybe the king, card, horse, cannon, and the higher level can eat the lower level. But there is 2 special chess, such as the soldier. The soldier can only eat the king, and the king cannot eat the soldier. The other is just the same. Maybe you can just take the chess you can select. And also there is one function. We can choose to play with humans or play with a AI, because there is, if we click on the play with human, the player 2 can be the green one. We can play with the fan in this method. The higher order card can eat the cannon. Yes, just as the way. Okay. If we want to deselect the cannon, we just click on the button. We can choose another chess. And also, we can reset the game by clicking a reset.
And the game 2 is just nicely different from game 1. The order is different, and also there is a special case, the cannon. The cannon cannot eat the nearby chess, but it can, if there is a platform between the targets, the platform is a chess in the same line, the horizontal or the vertical line. And then it can jump over the platform to eat any chess. Maybe we demo the that one, this one. Yeah. As we have more in there, so we can play card 2. maybe for example, the Canon can eat this one, and also the Canon can also eat this one because there is a trust between the targets. And then game 3 is very similar to game 1, but it has a special trust. The knight is this is the knight. It's a special chest that is produced by putting a soldier onto a horse, and this will become a knight. And the knight can eat any chest, and the knight can only be eaten by the same type. The
Okay, I
knight.
think you can skip this part and go to the message board part.
About the message board, user can leave a comment about the game and also enter the name, email, and choosing a feeling and leaving a comment. So that user can leave a comment.
This based on your live assignment? This message board is...
No, it's before the live assignment time.
Okay.
And also, there is a admin page we can use to delete we have a standard password and we can use it to delete a message. The delete message is to enter the message number. For example, if enter 1, it will delete message 1. And if the password is not correct, it will not delete. And this is our...
Okay, good. Next group, come up. So is Blink Chat a well-known game? Is Blink Chat a well-known game? Blink Chess, is it well-known? Is it played a lot?
It's also known.
Blink Chess, is this a well-known game?
But yes, Blink Chess is well-known.
Okay. Okay, got it. Thanks. Okay, you need to be quicker because you lost 2 minutes in the setup. Go ahead.
Hello. We are Group 11, and in this project we have implemented a mini casino. And in our mini casino, we have a login system for different users, and we have 4 games for the users to play. And we can register new users or log in as an old user, and we can update the data of each user, and we can play different games if you want. And then for different games, we have checking for the invalid input, and also we can read the score from the system and update the score. Okay, let's show our program. First, we need to log in the system. If the password is correct, we can log in successfully. Otherwise, we cannot log in. Just have a try. If it cannot log in, then we can just type the correct password. Okay, after login, you can see it is your name and it is the money that you have. And let's play the budget. For the budget, I think everyone should play this game before. And we can have a bet and the bet on pair. For the bet of pair, if the 2 cards that you have is a pair, then you will win. As you can see, this 2 is the banker's card, and this 2 is your card. And in this case, you get 11 points, and you can choose to have 1 more card or don't have. And now you have 17 points. Whenever your total points is less than 21, you can get 1 card or choose not to get 1 card. And you see, in this case, the banker gets 17 and you also get 17, and that's a draw game. And the money will be updated if you win or you lose. Okay, we also check the input is valid or not. If the input is invalid, such as negative money, or you input some character, the input is invalid. And just show the last page. Okay. In this case, you lose and the money you lost. Okay, let's play another game. Okay, big and small. The money is updated. In this case, you see it is the past 10 records in this system, and you can choose to bet or you can choose to bet or don't bet. If you don't bet, you can just press the result, and the system will generate a new record. Just like you stand beside the table in the real casino, and then you can observe the pattern first before you bet. And you can bet, for example, you can bet for the bank, and then show the result, and you have lost, and the money is updated. Okay, let's show another game.
This is Baccarat, and it compares the points of player and banker. Each player would get at least 2 cards and at most 3 cards. To compare the points that player or banker has, banker has 6, and whereas player has 2 only. So as we bet on player, we lose because banker wins, and the money is updated. If we bet draw, that means the banker and the player had the same point. It would give out 8 times of the money that you bet on the draw game. And at first, each player draw 2 cards, but if whether they draw the 3rd card is based on the basic rules of this game. and this is baking. And the computer is playing.
So which scripting language did you use?
CGI.
I mean, CGI is not a language.
Java. Oh, Perl.
And JavaScript, okay.
It's a dynamic real-time.
And
everyone will update you.
We can register for a new account. For example, we create test but not match password. It will not. It cannot register a new account. Or account that already exists. It also cannot. By default, each new account has $1,000. And the updated money.
Next group should set up.
Okay. Okay, set up.
Okay, thank you.
We belong to group 12 and let's get started.
Stay quiet.
Our group has decided to design a web page containing 3 mini games, and each of our group members has written one small game, and one of our members is responsible to put all the games together on one content page, and for users to choose what game they want to play. We do this because it is easier to divide our tasks in balance, and here is our home page. And here is the flow of our website. And the first step is the registration, and we use PHP form validation. For example, we check if the username has been used before, and we check if the username pattern is invalid or not by using micro-exception. And after successful registrations, a record will be inserted to the database. And these are the error message for unsuccessful registrations. If you forgot your password, we use birthday and password hints to remind the user. And we also use PHP to validate. And here are some error message. And the login page, and we authenticate the right user with the account database. When there is invalid username and password provided, or the user direct link to our game page, and we will redirect it to the illegal page, so that they haven't gone through the normal login process. And here it comes to the game selection and the home page.
we divide into 2 frames for easier game switching. And at the end, all cookies and session variables will be destroyed after the user logged out. And our goal to design the right page is to ensure the user to play our games through the normal procedure, and we don't want anyone to play our games through the direct link to the game's website. This is my game post square. You can click the arrows, then the connected box will be deleted and have a effect of gravity. More box you can delete, more marks you can have. For the time being, I will not demonstrate all the.
Okay, that's fine. Go to the next one.
Yes.
So what happened to the last game? Why is it not finished? Okay. Why doesn't it? I mean, is it too complex?
It's kind of buggy. We are afraid it's too buggy to maybe lower our total rate. So
Right.
not something.
Okay, I think the 3 games are good enough. Okay, go ahead.
And this game is called Just Made. This is a very simple game, which is transplanted from the NDS game, a very small game. And there's a game board containing 2 fields, the left operand and also the right operand. The middle side there's an operator that you can choose from the from four operators, so that you can make the equation equals to 10, then you will score 10 marks. And also there is a number list that shows the next number, so that when the number is the result of the equation is not equal to 10, the result will be stored into the left-hand side of the field. Then the numbers in the list will be shifted one block upward, and if the result is 10, then 2 numbers will be chosen from the list and then placed in the operand side. And at the right hand side there's a record showing that the user's IP and also the score he scored after finishing the game. If the user did not finish the game, when the next player play the game, the whole game will be restarted and the countdown will be set to 20 again, and the score will be 0. And also in this game I learned how to use another tag called image button, which I can use without testing any HTML on the picture. I can directly use it as a button and use the parameters in it. And then next game.
Is there anyone who don't know this game? So there's no need to tell you how to use it. Just tell you how did I make it. This is the screenshot of my Minesweeper sweeper. So this is the initial and the depth, and this is the win. And so here is how I implement this game. The main procedure about this game is like if there's no parameter initialized at first, there is those global variables to be initialized. This is the height of the game board. Like I have 16, width. And there's 14 lines in this version of Minesweeper, and there's 4 2D arrays. Is containing, this is a Boolean array containing 0 and 1. So if it's a 1, indicating that this field has already been clicked like this. This containing the 1, and this containing 0. And this array is indicating mines. If it's 1, that means this entry has a mine in it. 0 is no. This one is important. It indicates the number of mines of the neighbors. Like those numbers, they're storing in that array. And it's marked. It's marked. It's marked. And these are the sub-sequences, sub-procedures that use. The most important one, this version of Minesweeper is different from C++ ones or whatsoever, is we use CGI, we cannot pass the variables between two scenes. Once the web page is refreshed, everything in the variable is reset. So I have to store things like this into a file, and when I connect next time, those data are stored and they're read from the file that in the server, so that I can make the game continue. So this actually is a loop. First you read the data, first you initialize and read the data, and in the end you store the data. This is actual function. You need to print the screen. This function takes a lot of takes 3 different parameters from command respond. If the command respond tells you you're win, so this print something indicate you're win. It tells you you're dead is something else. And this command respond takes input from the user when he clicks on the button. And there's 2 actions here. One action is to detonate, and the other one is to mark it. And if it's a detonate, this function, it will call this function. This function is actually a recursive one. It uses this function. The recursion is quite important because when you click something like here, all of them will be detonated. So using recursive is a point. And
okay, I think your time is up, so I got your idea. So thank you. Next group. Go ahead, nice font.
Hello everybody, we are group 13. We have created a game zone which consists of 2 games, 2 little games, but quite interesting. It is the main index of the game zone. One of the games is One of the games is Battleship, another is the X-Long Reverse. Here I will first talk about the program design. Our program is 100% using the HTML and CGI. And for HTML, it's used for the interface such that we can set in the background color and the outlook. And for CGI, and it's used for the program which is help to maintain the game theory such that there is AI and it can have the calendar hidden shape number. Now I will pass my time to my partner Ring to talk more about the battleship.
At the beginning of the game, you have to type in your name and choose the level of difficulties and choose whether to turn on the chat mode or not. And then you have to place your ship on the board, and what the players need to do is to guess each other's ship position. So the main difference between easy and hard mode is the computer strategy. For easy mode, the computer will just choose any position to attack. And for hard mode, there will be several different cases. If the human player chooses to move its ship after being hit, the computer would randomly take one of the coordinates around the ship. And if the human player didn't choose to move, the computer would just continue attacking the same position. And now we'll have a demonstration again.
Okay, we're now at the starting page of this game. So, Ring, could you help me set up the games? Please type my name hard and then choose the computer level is hard, and finally please turn on the chip mode. Okay, after clicking the submit button, we are at the page for paging our ships. And now my partner Ring is going to help page our ship, page my ship randomly. And now you can see that after finally we need to confirm our pagement, and then we are going to the battle page. In this page, the page include all the information of the game, including the hit point and our ships. Yes, and also there are some relative control to some control of relative actions. And normally you used to not see a computer where the computer ships are, but because we just want to let you easily to see what will happen if a computer ship gets hit, so we turn on the chip mode. And the original one should be, please go to PowerPoint please. And the original one should be this. The board will only show hit, miss, and sink only. Yes. Okay. Go back to the page. And now maybe we just choose column row 3 and column 1 to attack. Yes, you can see that there's a message showing what we did and computer did last time. You can see that the message show I hit a petrol boat and the computer choose to move the ship. And also at the same time you can see that the hit point of the petrol boat is reduced by 1. And then maybe we just choose column and row 1 to attack. yes, you can see that now both of the computer and I are missed. And also there is a miss showing on our board, and actually in each time only one miss is showing on is being shown on our board. To let you see where the computer hit, where the computer choose to hit. Yes, and finally, because we don't have too much time to finish the game, maybe we just show you simply show you the page when the game ends. Yes, and finally, you will get the victory.
Okay,
yes.
Next game.
Okay.
Okay, right. So
3 minutes, please.
Okay, so I will now introduce our second game of our project, Reversing. So, as you can see, we have to choose a game mode, like play with the computer or player to player, and you have to choose which is your chess color, black or white, and the level of difficulty of the computer, easy or hard. So, for the easy mode of the computer, we will first choose the first three valid squares, and from the left to right and up to bottom. And then we will choose the one that will eat up the largest number of chesses. However, for the hard mode of the computer will first check all the 64 squares in the board, and then choose the one that will eat up the largest number of squares. So now Panisa will demonstrate the game to you.
Now I would like to play with the computer, and I want to choose the color to be black. And if I place the chess in a wrong position, let's say 3-2, then there is an error message showing that you cannot play chess here. And if either of the player cannot place the chess, then also an error message will be displayed, and it will become the opponent's player's turn.
So, if all the squares are filled, or if both players cannot place their chess,
I think I have to finish. Next class is coming in, so.
Okay, so there will be a winning message showing that you win or a draw.
Right.
So this is the end, and thank you for coming.
It's done with Pearl? Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Thank you very much. OK，那就下次再见吧。OK。